Couch in space!
Oh, look, it's a couch.
Looks comfortable.
And it's in space!
Cool! Couch in space!
Guess who's back? Back again. Couch in space. Here we are. Welcome back to space, Will. What do you reckon? Woohoo! Right, and this has
Can
been...
you put the gravity on, please?
Hold on. And really...
Visual effects.
It's a very...
Visual effects. Blah, 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 blah.
This couch too. That's actually just... that's why we're both wearing black. So it's not actually quite 2026 yet. However, this is going to be the first episode of 2026.
Wow.
Will Fleming is my first ever guest for Series 3 of Couch in Space.
Series 3?
Series 3.
Wow, that's awesome.
My other backlog, I halved it, made 2 seasons out of it, and now season 3. 7 episodes per season. Because they were so long in making.
You've been in TV too long.
Oh, totally. Anyway, it just sounds a lot more professional now that I've got... I'm seasoned professional, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
A 3-seasoned
A 3-season professional. And it's really fitting that Will is here as my first guest because, you know, everyone knows Will as being a very prolific podcaster amongst many, many other things. And we're actually going to be discussing another little venture that he's trialing out. And Will and I did start talking about why we do this. Why do we put ourselves out there? Why do these dickheads constantly put shit up there and embarrassing their friends and family? Why, Will? So, Will's going to answer that question.
That's right. Go. I think you mentioned the word trial. We've talked about the word seeking. We've talked about the word creative. I think those are doing pursuits.
Right.
And we can't, like, I often think you can't think your way out of trouble sometimes. You got to do stuff. I'm very captured by the idea of, you know, time moves forward. It doesn't give us the pleasure of moving backwards. We've got to move forward. And if you can kind of tie that into your seeking too, you know, you've got to try things. And we love to talk about when we whinge to each other, how people are like, oh, what are you up to this week, creative guy? And it's like, actually, it's the same as last week. I'm still trying to find my place in life, my space in life. It's funny because I moved from the creative world into the business world. And in the business world, this is encouraged. Fail forward, they say. They say, fail fast, learn from your mistakes and try again. But in the creative space, it's like you're the butt of the joke. You're this kind
Constantly,
of artist,
right?
the artist, the seeker. And I think it takes an incredible amount of courage and trust to want to try things, you know?
And people don't appreciate that, hey, that you put yourself out there, you're out there for ridicule, and all you're doing really is just experimenting, you know? It's okay to start molding something, a fresh piece of clay. You don't expect it to be amazing for the first day or the second day or the second week or the third week, but maybe after 3 months it's got some really nice shape to it. And then
100%. And a while ago you and I were exploring this new kind of phenomenon of AI music.
Yes.
And I texted you, I said, I think we're making things we like.
Yeah,
and maybe
totally.
we should think about our creative pursuits as things we like. Instead of this being created for them, this is created for us.
Looking at you guys out there.
Well, looking at us
All
in the
14
future,
of you. I know who you are, unfortunately.
What about it's nothing to do with them and all to do with the kids. How much of a pleasure would it be to go viral in your family in 1,000 years?
Jeez.
No, seriously. How, you know,
what's in it for us?
well, to be relevant, to be still
relevant in 1,000
Look at how
years.
people still treat the Bible. These words were written thousands of years ago. And I think maybe one of the learnings is those who preserve their own stories can be remembered in the future stories. So I guess what I'm trying to say is this is not really for you, it's for us. It really is. If you look through the eyes of our large language model, we chose to catch up today. We chose to sit down and work out how to put the mics together. We chose to have a discussion. But we've been tied to this output, which is not fulfilling. It is an output, and it has great, for a select few, it has great opportunity.
Huge potential.
I just think we need to remove our ego from wanting this to go viral in its traditional sense. We come from an industry where you are rated on your ratings. And
unfortunately, ratings only happen at the very end of everything else.
Yeah. And so I guess, what are you measuring? That's a very good question that I'm trying to take really serious. What are you measuring? You know, why are we measuring? Well, just make sure you're measuring the right things.
Yeah. And I noticed too, and I know we've talked about this, like I asked you last time we met about your LinkedIn page, because, you know, you go on there a lot. I see a lot of posts from you.
Yep.
Personally, I hardly ever put things on LinkedIn. I don't really kind of get it. Or maybe I just don't want to. And I asked you, you know, who you're talking to when you're sharing this stuff. And to be honest, I can't remember what you said. You told me one thing. I wonder, has that changed? Are you talking to yourself, or are you talking to
No.
a virtual audience? Are you talking to your siblings?
I guess I'm on a journey to explore being strategic with who I'm talking to. So let's go from order of importance. The most important people I talk to should be my family and are my family. Probably in the hierarchy of my wife and then kids. Like, I want to post every day with them, which is us.
Yes.
You know, I'm beginning to see a blurry line between how we post online and how we do things in person. You know, it's not so obvious where those boundaries begin and end. So that's the most important thing. Like, just like regular posting, regular communicating, wanting to go have viral moments in your family. That would be awesome, right? To have great moments. And look, we're in your new studio. You've had many great moments recently. You don't need to share those with the world because you shared them with your partner. It's beautiful. It's kind of really beautiful. Then I had to choose, where's my platform to post on. I'm 45 now. I don't really, even though I know there's opportunity on TikTok and Instagram, just feels awkward for me.
Yeah.
So LinkedIn is probably where the grown-ups play. Grown-ups being business owners, people who are interested in making money, people who are interested in maybe not so much entrepreneurship, but people who make money are entrepreneurs, I guess.
Yes.
So I made the decision at the beginning of this year that that would be my platform. And I've tried to
that makes sense.
I've tried to speak to that platform. So it's my ideas mixed into the idea of a business journey, mixed into the idea of building networks. So what type of content can I create that can help enhance what I do in my professional work, which is the creativity that our families love to tease us on. Funny, on LinkedIn, no one teases me about that. Right. They're all like, wow, Will, what podcast mic should I get? You know? Right. And so it's a very interesting dynamic. We live in this, I'm going to use a word that's fake word because I don't really know what it means, but we live in a dichotomy. Yeah. You know? And those things butt up against each other, but yin and yang, baby. That's it. And then I just today recently thought, man, this YouTube thing is still growing. We've been mucking around with YouTube for years.
Yep, exactly.
Podcast in Space is how many years old now?
Yeah.
5
to 10 years, yeah, absolutely.
If you think about it, we're still early adopters. Most people don't have YouTube channels. They're YouTube consumers.
Seasoned professionals, right?
Yep.
This is not our first rodeo.
And so I've been exploring what would be the right messaging there. What my heart says is I would like it all to be the same, but I know it can't.
Yeah, right.
So for my family, I'm this version of Will. For my work, I don't want to record any of that. I want for me to use my iYouTube to enjoy that recording in my mind, to enjoy that moment, for the person I'm working with to enjoy their moment, and for that to be okay, that it doesn't have to be validated on the measurement of a video output. It's very hard for me to get my head around, but there's other outputs that could be associated with that. And then on LinkedIn, it's about building networks and maybe sharing some of the wins and the thoughts around business and life.
Yeah.
And then what I'm exploring on YouTube, which I was very excited to, and I asked you to be my first subscriber, but you're not, because you haven't even watched it yet.
No, I haven't, no.
Too busy filming this amazing show.
I did only get the link like 2 hours ago, so, you know,
that.
I was in the middle of buying things for my home, and I said, Will, yes, he's at it again. Okay, I got to watch this.
There we go. He's at it. What are you doing this week, Will?
What's he doing this week again?
See, even your best mates like to stick it to you.
Hey, you're just as guilty as I I am, right?
A little bit. Oh, another AI song.
We don't give a
there,
shit
no?
about other people's stuff. It's all about us, right?
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Let's be
remember,
honest
we're
about
not
that.
doing it for them.
Oh, no.
We're doing it for
I'm
us.
doing it for
in
you,
a
but you're
1,000
ignoring
years.
me.
No, you're doing it for you.
Yes, that's right.
And that's okay.
Yeah, but you need validation from the external to make sure you're on the right track.
Do you though?
Well,
Do
if you want to
though?
make a business out of it,
Yeah, but I don't know if your customers really go into it with that. What are you giving them? Maybe is
that's
the
right.
question.
And that's the thing. And this is what we've also been discussing. What sets you apart? You know, we can't compete with the Bob Dylans and the Taylor Swifts and things like that, or Joe Rogans if you want to go that way. But what we can do is be genuine. And I think genuineness translates through, and this is what this is, even though, I mean, you can't get any less at genuine than being in a couch in space, right? But at least you're open about it. Like, I'm fooling you, we're not really in space, but we're having conversations that are way out there.
Absolutely. We live in metaphors. We're
Yeah,
creatives.
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
We're creatives and we use imagination. And look, those things are popular. Avatar's killing it. None of that is real.
Yeah.
So these are visions and imaginations and hopes and dreams.
Have you seen it? Have you seen the latest one?
I just get really bored by Avatar.
So you haven't seen the latest one?
I couldn't get through Way of Water.
Really? Oh, right,
It's
really.
too boring. I'm just not interested. So
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. And let's stay on this topic for a little bit because it's quite interesting. I kind of felt like you, but I'm so invested in the technology and the way the story has been told, and I couldn't connect with the characters. Don't give a shit about them. Just the eyes didn't connect. There was almost like a barrier there.
Yeah.
In the most recent one, I think it got better, especially the one with the fire lady. They got her right.
Yeah.
But the other main ones who meant to carry the whole film, 3.5 hours worth, 7 hours if you count Way of Water, I couldn't get invested into those main characters. And that's kind of what nailed it for me. But Sarah and I watched it, and 3.5 hours went by, and
That's
it
what
kept
I'm
me
hearing.
interesting.
That's what I'm hearing.
Mm,
So I think it's a cinema film.
yeah.
If there was a 1, 2, and 3 in a row, I'd probably go and have an
Oh,
event out of
what,
it.
a 10 hour?
Yeah.
You can't even sit through the first.
Well,
through
because
one.
it's at home and I'm distracted and I want to.
Yeah. Oh, no. You got to go in the cinema. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the problem too, is that we can stay at home now. You know, homes are
But is
our
that how it's
sanctuary.
dying though? Because at home you've got so many distractions. You're going to be distracted on your phone. You've got people around you.
Yeah, you're right.
You're a bit hungry, so you go up to the kitchen. Then you
Yeah.
miss 10 minutes. Why can't you just sit on your butt for 3 hours
Yeah,
in a
because
dark
it's a
room
different.
and stare into?
It needs
the
to be
abyss?
deeper. Well, okay, maybe Avatar's not the great example, but I'll tell you what I did power through
Yep.
was a TV show called Pluribus. Have you
Okay.
heard of that?
No.
Did you watch Breaking Bad?
Yes.
Did you watch Better Call Saul?
Yes.
You know Better Call Saul's kind of the lawyer, the love interest of his, the blonde girl?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
She leads this new show, Pluribus. And it's about, without spoiling it, because everybody, including you and those 1,000 years into the future, should go back and have a
Yes.
look. It is about a signal that comes from space which kind of makes a hive of humanity.
Oh.
But there's certain people through their
Okay.
genetics who don't loop in. And so that hive kind of is working to get the rest of the people looped in.
Oh. Okay.
And it's an up and down, and it's an interesting show, and it's about free will versus control. And
Okay.
it's kind of like also, I think, a commentary on the world of AI and large language models and this idea of data and data integrity and knowledge, right?
Okay.
And so that I powered through 9 episodes.
Wow.
So I've done more than Avatar films combined
Yeah. Yeah.
in the last week.
But
So there's some,
Makes the subject matter, right? Because
yeah, and
we're
there's,
kind of living in a similar world in a way. Hey.
and I think I'm yearning for real things. I see so many fake things, which is not anyone's fault. I also live in the fake world of asking AI to do a lot for me.
Mm.
I think about it as productivity, you know? I'm not scared by AI because remember my backstory is I couldn't read and write properly at school.
Mm.
So this tool that can do that for
Because
me
of
is iTell it,
dyslexia?
because of dyslexia.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just didn't make sense to look at the board.
Mm-hmm.
I needed people to explain things for me. So, my joke is, oh, you prompt AI? Well, guess what? I've been prompting people all my life. If you were friends with me in class, you would have heard, hey, Daniel, can you tell me in 5 easy bullet points what the thing says on the board?
Yeah.
Could you simplify that a bit? Could you tell me that in a summary?
Yes.
You know?
Explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
100%. And so now AI thrives when you talk to it like that, when you give it more information quickly and accurately. And so I am an adopter, but I live in that fake kind of AI world a lot now.
Yep.
So maybe that is causing me to not be so interested in watching 3 more hours of digitally enhanced stuff.
Yeah.
But I am interested in this human-to-human story.
Yes.
And so I think there's something interesting in that. Like I mentioned, I started this YouTube channel, and it's like the data I've seen coming in from YouTube is that people don't want to have highly crafted videos.
Okay.
Super hard for us because we make those.
Yes.
We edit the crap out of things.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
We cut
Make
it down,
slick.
cut it down,
That's
cut
right.
it down.
Yeah.
They want more unedited.
Mm.
They don't want you to read off auto cue. They want more of your thoughts. All they want is for you to decide what's meaningful and authentic to you,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll decide if they like
Where did you get this data from? You mentioned the data.
I watched a YouTube video
on YouTube videos.
on this guy talking about his observation over watching and being in this space for many years.
Okay. Right.
And he said it's a trend. Actually, people
Right.
just having a background and just talking.
Yeah.
But not like in a podcast. More like Daniel's going for a walk. And on that walk, Daniel's going to talk about music things because that's really interesting for you.
What's his name who does that? Walks in the park? Talks about AI and everything like that. You know him? Okay. He does exactly that.
And
He's got a cottage out in the back, but he talks about the
that's
most
right.
fundamental technology advances
Yes.
while he's walking through, nature.
And this is blowing up because
Yeah.
it's feeding us something that we are struggling to get digitally.
Mm-mm.
So the example I gave you for your stuff is like, you take us on that journey of creating music, but we only ever see the final link output.
Yeah.
And that's a legacy system. Post the link, cut the darlings.
Yeah.
But maybe we need to add the darlings in to say, what does it look
The
like
rawness, that's
for
right.
you to sit here and say, I've reflected today on my musical journey, and here's some ideas that I've been pondering. But I've got to go clean up some leaves. Come with me.
Yeah, right.
Now we're out by the leaves. It started from me, and it's like these videos are 10 to 20 minutes.
Yes.
And even when I was editing up my short little video, I will say within 1.5 hours, I'd created a YouTube channel, I'd shot my first video, I'd edited and published.
Right.
This is crazy for you and I.
Mm-hmm.
We normally go through reversions, asking people feedback, but it felt the most natural thing, And so we're exploring something really interesting. I'm exploring something really interesting.
Yeah.
What is my in-person moment versus my online moment? How do I leverage the best of both? This YouTube channel I've started is doing the jobs that I hate doing. So I've
It's counterintuitive, right?
Counterintuitive, but so intuitive. Make that the star. Then I'll want to bring the camera along.
But at least you've added jeopardy from the get-go, right? You're doing something you hate. What does Will hate this week?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I hate that too. Oh, yeah, I get what he's coming from.
Cleaning gutters, spraying the pig pen. Like everything now is potential content, and I'm already starting to reprogram it to being like, man, how epic would this be if I'm not known for my deep philosophical chats with my friend Daniel, rather the dude who filmed all of the shit jobs.
Exactly.
How weird.
Up to his knees in pig shit. That's what people want to see, Will.
How weird would that be? And there's so
Well, it's not
many
weird
jobs.
at all, though. But it's a slice of life that many people, because we're such a huge population base now globally, don't get to experience that. Hey.
Well, you said it to me before. Lots of people living in apartments. Lots of people don't even have a house that they own. I've got a house I own, and I've got land, and I'm whinging about tidying it up.
Yep.
That is crazy to most, and it's crazy to me. Why can't I just go out there and do it? Just shut up and go and do it.
Yeah.
but I'm busy being on LinkedIn. I'm busy trying to go viral in my family.
And doing
actually-
things not on the land.
And I don't actually want to be someone who prioritizes the jobs I don't like,
Yes.
but that should have a space in my life. And so that's what I'm exploring is imagine if that content could help you.
Yeah.
And I am very interested because I specifically want to do it like this, where I'll do the shit job, but I'm going to talk about things I like.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's some ASMR type, you're hearing me clean something.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because that's a really important one. Sound. That's why ASMR is just so popular now. It's all about details, right? I don't care what you say, but how do you say it?
Yeah.
Right? So, great, you're cleaning pig shit, but man, I want to hear the squish, man. I can't smell it with you, but at least I can get an audible sense of what it is rather than a sterile studio environment where nothing happens. Like you were sitting in a studio here, not that you know because we go surrounded by space, but it's just a green
Could
screen.
you cut it to green screen when I click?
Okay.
Would you do it though? Are you going to edit this?
Yeah,
will you look for this moment?
I will look for this moment.
So wait, I want to go to click and it will go to green.
It'll be terrible though because
And
then
then-
the whole illusion is gone.
Oh, but
That's okay. No, you
and
can do
then
it.
click and
Yeah.
then go to a clip of my YouTube channel. Is that all right?
Yeah, I might change it when you click. It go to like a stadium,
Okay.
like a Weta Studios or something.
Okay, ready?
Okay,
Ready?
ready,
So
go.
first to green.
Right. Oh, jeez, mate.
Okay.
Oh, this is what we're trying to escape from.
Okay, now we go to
Okay.
the stadium.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa.
This is better. This is what real. This is what I
And-
want people to see.
Now I want us to be on there too. Is that all right?
Right, on the
Us
stadium.
on the green.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Us on
us
the-
behind us.
Oh, like a feedback loop.
Yes, ready?
Okay. As you can see, it didn't work. So.
Oh, come on, man. And then back to space.
Okay. All right, right. Here we go. That's better. Breathe that space air. That's better.
Thank you.
But that's the
friend.
magic of television, right? And that's the magic of the illusion. But it is as crude as that. That we've got a light just here. It's a tiny space. We've got 1 meter that's a bit of green, and then we're surrounded by a server system that's humming in the corner there. But what I've really noticed, and this is within our conversation, what's really working, because I thought, maybe this couch is a bit small, but it doesn't look small on camera.
Yeah.
But it's so nice, and I saw this a couple of times while you were talking. You get to see outside my
That's right.
window, there's this beautiful giant
Yep.
tree out there full of wisdom. And as you're talking to me, you're tapping into that, and it's
100%.
giving you the space.
Absolutely.
We don't have to make eye contact 24/7. It's like we can wander off within our mind. And I'm wondering, maybe this is not a bad space.
It's not a bad space. Should have your guest sitting here.
Yes, absolutely.
For some
That's
reason,
what I
you
know.
always do sit on that side.
I don't know. Yeah,
for
I
your
kind of
couch
like
and
leaning
space.
this way. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a good test guest because I'm quite big in real life. So most won't be as big as me, but it fits me. So,
That's
it'll-
not too close.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I think so.
Well, again, it's
It's a
that
testament.
put it in the hierarchy.
Yes.
You're going to invite people that you know, love, and trust to your house. They're going to experience a moment for you, with you, for you, but also you're just going to have a great moment together. And I think that's where we're all moving towards. Imagine if technology could help us have more great moments.
Yes.
That would be
More
pretty
authentic
cool.
moment. Could 2026 be the year of authenticity?
Don't think so.
Okay.
But it will certainly test a lot to either move towards it. Because whatever is authenticity, I would say it's a branch off from freedom, which is, I think, the freedom to choose. The freedom to choose your destiny is where that's the entrepreneurial space where I'm at. I want to build something so valuable that it gives me the freedom to choose what I want to do. Like I already kind of have that. I can come here today. I can spend as much time with you as I want, where I'm welcomed. And like currently there's no monsters waiting to chomp me as soon as I'm out. That's not every day for most. So we get to celebrate that,
That's
and
right.
this is one of the outputs of that is we get to show our thoughts. Maybe that is one of the things that people are looking for.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what AI can't offer you. It can
No.
do it in a clinical way, but it won't be Dan and Will.
No, it won't be.
And we don't know what world we're moving into. Probably this data set of us talking will, in some small way, make AI videos or things like this a little bit like us. There'll be a small percentage of us in there.
Yeah.
And there already is. But it's a bit like that Pluribus show. It's a hive mind.
Yeah, right.
And I guess I don't know, I'm all in on our human mind and our human connection. And I think it's beautiful and I think it's hopeful. And I think us at our best is us when we're exploring and dreaming together and, you know, doing interesting things, going forward, doing therapy progressively, meaning like, don't tell me I need to lose weight by burning calories, but do something with me.
Yeah,
and if
right.
we lose weight as a byproduct,
It is. Yeah, that's right.
then
I think health is a byproduct of just
Freedom.
living your best life, right?
Freedom,
A
man.
more authentic one.
Absolutely. Like, I think I've told you those stories before. I've done lots of podcasts and the idea of severe mental health or suicide prevention. And
Yeah.
one of the things was your kind of sovereignty is taken away, you know, and one of the ways it was expressed to me is as these Pacific families moved to New Zealand, the kids were identified as these translators
Okay, yes.
for the parents.
Right.
You go to school and learn English, not so you can thrive, but so you can translate IRD documents. And I'd hear stories of adults now, but kids then who were sitting in, you know, IRD or working income, and they were having to go through contracts as 11-year-olds. And instead of me looking out the tree at the beautiful branch, they were looking out of the WINS office at kids playing at the playground.
Right.
And these were contributing factors to their negative view of the world. So, you know.
How did we get there? But
Oh, man, I'll take us there, baby. Don't make me start clicking
Woo,
again.
this is what we're in space.
Don't make me start clicking again. More editing work for you.
Oh, geez. I think authenticity for me, especially in this kind of space, is when people talk to you rather than at you. And that's something I really admire about your work. And I don't know whether it's a personality thing or the way you speak. You do have a kind of softer voice. So you're talking to people, not at them. Last thing I want is someone lecturing to me. And a lot of AI voices, hey, welcome, and we're going to talk to you about blah, blah, and they're telling you exactly how everything is. It's like a used car salesman, you know? And I switch off immediately when I hear that. I can't do it if it's not authentic, especially if it's a subject I'm interested in. I don't want someone reading a script and cut some generic images to it. No matter how I love the topic, if there's no authenticity for me, I switch off.
Yeah, so break down authenticity because I sometimes don't know what it means.
Well, for me, it means that there's something of you in that piece. It's so easy to get someone else to write a script, get someone else to do the editing, get someone else to put the pictures in, and you basically just sign your name at the end of it after all the work is done. Yeah. There's no risk or blood, sweat, and tears. There's nothing of you. You're doing it for possibly for the clickbait, because this is a topic that's controversial at the moment or popular, and it guarantees you so many clicks. Hence, you push something out, even though it doesn't interest you. Authenticity should interest you, and it should interest you to the core. And it interests you so much, you're dying to share it with the world. Not, oh, this is just product. Like going back to the music creation of things and using Suno to make music, a lot of people are saying, yeah, well, it's easy to make a song. You just say, I want a pop song, I want it in the style of Britney Spears, and I want it to be 3.5 minutes, and I want to be able to dance to it, you know, and then all of a sudden it brings out this thing. The authentic self, and I'm using the same tool, but I've got 20 years of work beyond that, where I angst about the lyrics. I put it together. I even wrote a demo, and rather than just prompting it, I'm actually giving it an example. So I'm sharing my blood, sweat, and tears with this AI, who then makes it shinier, and I have the privilege of picking the best version that I think represents my initial vision of that. So I would never ever post anything that I don't feel has something of me in it that is not translated. And that it is a translation, right? So you're relying on this translator to translate what you have inside there into the mediumship, and that it pushes out into the world. And you go, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
That's got a bit of me in it. And I don't have to cringe every time I sing a flat or sharp note where, my God-given voice isn't as good as what other people can do. But it's enough for me to get a demo out there. And now all of a sudden, I can take any demo I like and boom, I'm a kid in a candy shop because I'm 50, I've got 30 years of songwriting that I've never had time, money, or patience or talent to really explore. And now I get to explore it, Will. And who am I doing it for? Well, me mostly, because
Beautiful.
I want to be able to put a full stop in there and go, yep, that's it. I managed it in my lifetime to get something out there coherently enough that people who are interested would possibly appreciate it, because it sounds like someone actually put some time and effort into something like that.
You did two things right then. You explained authenticity, not in the first part, but in the articulated, just that your last paragraph, and
Which was?
all of that stuff you talked about,
Yeah.
why you do it, how you do it,
Mm.
this 20 years of exploration. You should go back and clip this up and watch that again. That is the type of content you need to make.
Right.
This is what I'm exploring.
Yeah.
This is what we should explore.
Mm-hmm.
That don't take us away from all of that stuff and then post the link. Take us on that full journey and just watch how you explained it. You've now got an archive of you getting into that zone.
Yes.
And just go. You laid it out so beautifully, which is the beauty of the spoken word. We trumpet, we put at the hierarchy of epic the written word. Oh wow, look how amazing you can articulate. But I reckon there's so much power in that way of talking,
Right.
that data,
Yeah.
and you have it in you. We all have it in us.
But it's easy when you're passionate about it, right? It
Yes.
comes through easier.
Yes.
If I were to try and create something artificial that I'm not really interested in, then
But
it
we
would
do it
show
all the
very
time.
quick. Yeah, we do it all the time. Yeah, because that's how we navigate society, right? It's pleasantries, right? Oh yeah, how are you? When we say how are you, we don't expect someone's life story.
Yeah.
But how are you implies that you really want to know how they are. And what if they're having a bad day? Do you have the time to stop and talk to them and find out why they're having a bad day? So it's kind of insincere in a way, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's our journey, is to work out, the ultimate to that is how do you take that and how can you build your perfect career to give you that freedom? And like, I think I saw something that 3% of New Zealanders earn above 180K and 1% of New Zealanders earn above, say, 260K per year.
Yeah.
But that doesn't seem like that much in this world that we live in.
Well, it's all relative. Who are you comparing it to?
Well, New Zealand.
Okay.
So I guess what I'm saying is, it's not like you have to earn 10 million to be in the 1%.
Okay.
If you would just, what I'm saying is, if you can consider having that as your dream, to be in the 1% of New Zealanders by doing something you love, that would be a great outcome.
What if that's the only way you could ever achieve that?
Yeah, but
By being that authentic, right?
oh no, am I ruining the green screen by going out? No.
No. Space is so vast that it goes beyond the frame. Yeah, good idea.
Is this podcast sponsored by Coke?
Not yet, but this is a really good start.
Yeah, what were you saying? Something about me relating a dream to the 1%.
So if you want to be in the top 1%, I think the only way you can get there is to be truly that.
What do you mean?
Like you have to want, it has to be in your core being, whatever you're aiming your energy and efforts at. And I think it's easier to do it if it's authentic. You can take the dark side. Okay? I want to rule the world, And if some guy has that mentality, and I will do whatever it takes, I will sacrifice whoever it takes in order for me to get ahead and in front of everyone else, to make the most money, to be the most ruthless.
Let's just say like generic banker.
Yeah, that's it. But for someone else, say, who wants to live their authentic or a truer sense of life, and say for instance, a painter, an artist, okay, they know that their art may not, become a Picasso and things like that, but they're doing it for their own sake and to leave a legacy for themselves. And maybe that's the lot in life. And then once you've achieved that, and you've achieved that kind of, I think, calmness and that word authenticity again, you don't actually need the accolades of fame and fortune. Because fame and fortune is just a measurement that we put on ourselves, which society loves. We love a success story. We also hate a success story, but especially if it's not us, right? We all want to be the successful one, the most beautiful, the smartest, blah, blah, blah. It's human nature, right? And we're no different. But how different would the world be if you just focus that energy of just being the best person that you can be? And then you may not even want all that. So if someone looking in at your own life, say I'm looking at your life, I could say to you, stop right now. You're doing exactly what you want to do. You get to get up in the morning, choose who you talk to, who you meet, and what projects you want to focus on. You come home to an amazing family. You got a really good community. Lots of amazing people. You got sons that look up to you, that you can mold into your own image if you want to. You've got a land that you can conquer or not, or just appreciate. Friggin' what more is there, Will?
Heaps more. I agree with everything except one thing. I think we're misinterpreting fame and fortune, because people who work out how to be famous with fortune give people not necessarily what they need, but what they think they need. We need to work out how to be so authentic with there's something in our unique spark, call it the soul, call it something, that we can do that if we live to that authentic truth, could be so awesome. People need it, so they're willing to
want more of it.
Or they want more of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on us. Like, I don't think I could be the world's best podcaster. Even though I reckon I'm really good at it, I don't think I could be the world's best podcaster.
Well, how do you find the world's best podcaster? You're comparing yourself to someone like
Fame and fortune. No,
right.
Through fame and fortune. But I think I could help lots of people feel like they could be a great podcaster.
You've done that already, though, haven't you?
And that I would like to believe that if I can do that better than anyone else, to take people on that journey, that could help. Fame and fortune is not what I'm seeking, but that represents something. That is that ticket to freedom, So I'm not really articulating it that well, but my point is that we can't just skip over fame and fortune as like, oh, this is what, like, ultimately, agreed or not agreed, people needed money and the banker served that role. So they gave them something they either needed or not, but it was in demand enough. So how can our spark, how can our beauty, our individual authenticity, how could we work hard at trying to find that exact thing that we can do? And that's what I ask you all the time, Daniel, what is that thing that the way I articulate it to myself and others that ask is, what can you do that you find easy and others find hard? And then what would people pay money for? Because I find it really easy to eat lots of food. But would people pay money for it? Maybe. But then I'm up against every other mukbang person, So that's probably not the right thing. But I find it really easy to kind of analyze a young person and to see if they're really telling me I don't want to do this podcast, or if they're saying it as a test
Mm.
to see if I'll give them that trust and encouragement, and then the tools to be able to step through that door. And I don't know why I can do it, but this has been a journey, and it's interesting for me, and I can see a gap, and I can see the vision of it. And so, look, I'm not saying it's all going to work, but I feel very good about it, more than I've felt about any other thing I've tried in my life. So that is the question. What is that for you? I just want to believe that we all have a piece of the puzzle. And that if you're lucky enough to come from what we might call privilege, or just, we are not worried about a big war where we are right now. We are not worried about going hungry tonight. We are not worried about most things. So what could we do with that gift? And one of the gifts might be, think about your damn special spark in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And if that was to come out, imagine if you could reach that place.
Yeah.
And then your tickets of freedom could help others find their tickets of freedom. I believe that to be true.
Freedom is a tough one.
I'm giving about as much weight to that word as I'm saying fame and fortune.
Okay.
They're actually very bullshit words, but you
Yeah.
know what I mean.
But it's a direction, right?
You know what I mean.
It's the North Star, right?
Intent.
Yeah.
Freedom, intent. Fame, intent. Fortune, intent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you got two options. You be the asshole banker, or you be that true, unique Daniel, and find something within you that's so cool that others are like, help me be cool.
Help me be cool. Oh, I'll just keep recording, Will. Oh, it started recording again. Okay. Okay, we just had a little camera hiccup. My battery ran out. I have no idea where it stopped, but we will let you know within the edit.
It was Legacy Media.
It was
watching.
Legacy Media. Must be, yeah.
They're
Knew
hacking
it.
us.
What were we talking about, Will?
Oh, we were going down the rabbit hole, my friend.
Oh, we are the three.
Well, you were talking about
fame, fortune, and freedom. And I was dissecting them and saying that
you were saying we already kind of have
that. Yeah.
Which I wanted to say, I agree.
Okay.
But I'm not suggesting we want more. I'm suggesting we zoom in on it.
Right. Okay, and really understand why behind those.
Yeah, because we already had those at birth, you and me.
Yeah. But what about someone watching who doesn't have that, but wants to think, what can I do with my life?
The only way we can articulate it is if we're really zoomed in, and I think that's the challenge of life. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So when someone asks you, you can say more than, well, I'm lucky to be born into a good family. You got to say, well, I spent hours trying to analyze the things I do and why I do them. And then I mapped those across to how I could serve people. And then I mapped that across to, is that valuable? Because everything's valuable, And then I put all those things together, and that's what I do today.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we won't try. We'll just say we've got all those things. Because I don't know if that's true. What do you think? We already had those at birth? We already had access to good networks, good people. We already had access to...
I think that's something kind of that evolves, because you're kind of thrown into a family unit and environment which you have no control over, really.
Well, the control is the luck of where we were born.
Yeah, but then I think, like, for me, my parents moved to Australia, then I decided to move to New Zealand. So there's a whole bunch of shit that happens that forms your reality.
Wouldn't you say, though, you're making an attempt to zoom in on those things?
I think the zooming in... Next. I mean, I love the idea, and I think that terminology of zooming in is very apt, especially in this day and age, where the last thing we look at is ourselves. Very quick to judge others and look at everyone else, and they're doing this wrong, especially now that you have a platform like YouTube where you can just sprout any idea that you may have, and you will find other people that agree with you, and you form a little group, and it's great. But how many people go out there and explore themselves? Because you and your own mind and the why you do things and why you certainly want things, your self-exploration, not many people tackle that. And it's a very scary place. And it's the toughest road you will ever take. I mean, that's something I kind of do. I attempt it. Am I good at it? I don't think so. But at least my intention is to learn more about me. I'm starting to understand why I think the way I think. I'm starting to see patterns where, oh, I've done this before. Okay, so what am I doing that constantly brings this into my life? You know, it's not by accident. And there's a certain power in that. And when you get illuminated like that, it's brilliant because
Absolutely.
it becomes a game that you are actively participating in. You're not just a victim of circumstance. A lot of people who don't have self-awareness, they're a victim of circumstance. They do what they do, they feel what they feel, and that's the end of it. And no one's going to go out there and become a Buddhist monk and meditate for 20 years to find out their core self. That's not what this is about. But I would love to promote a householder perspective of your individual self. That would be my bag. If I were to dig deep into that, and I have no idea how to do it, I feel like such a fraud. I'm not even qualified to do that, really. I'm a dabbler in experiences, and I try to share and articulate what I find, and that's it. And I happen to drag a few people along who don't think I'm too crazy and go, oh, okay, what's Dan up to this week? You know? But keeping people on their toes, maybe that's the only job we're actually here to do, is to celebrate that. Great, I have them confused and I have them curious about what's next. What a legacy, right? Maybe that
Absolutely.
inspires them to,
100%.
next time they think about doing something, oh, well, they can do it. I might take a chance on this, you know? I'm going to be a little bit oddball here and I'm going to try something that I'm really passionate about. I don't have to be embarrassed.
Again, man, go back and really watch what you're saying. It's awesome.
Right, okay.
I never hear you articulate like that.
Really? Because
Really?
I'm not in the couch
Not
in
about
space.
you.
Oh, okay.
You
Well,
know, and this is like you.
This is
packed up-
where a conversation,
That's
that's
right.
why you need conversations
That's
with
right.
like-minded people, right?
You know, you said a lot there. You were for, you were against, you were on the side, you were in. So my thing is like of encouragement is don't keep digging, keep zooming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you ain't doing anything wrong by exploring this stuff.
Yeah.
You would be the first to champion anyone else, and you have been the first to champion anyone else going through that journey. You know,
No.
seriously,
I don't know.
when people feel very comfortable coming to you to share their ideas. You know, and you'll give them that time.
Actually, yeah.
Now it's
nice to hear
about
that. Yeah.
trying to say, you know, prioritize you finding your gift, your place,
Mm-hmm.
your space, and you know, maybe we should all be trying that. It's a very fulfilling life to be able to choose what you do, but
And
no one's going to
understand
maybe no one's going to give it to you.
Well, no one can.
Ain't-
That's the thing.
Yeah,
Self-exploration is all
we
up to you,
think
right?
there is someone. We think there might
There is
be. You just might
Many
be.
teachers that point the way, but to walk it is up to you. Right?
Well, I think this is a bit self-serving, but you've got to talk it. You can't walk it. Ain't
so
you
much
ain't-
talking gonna
but-
on.
but you ain't
yeah, the walking
walking-
is more.
The
important,
walking
don't you
will
think?
get you to your opportunity, but if you don't know the person you're
Yes.
walking to, if you can't talk to them, then it's just another person you've walked up to. You know,
Yeah.
and
Because why do people go through life going from guru to guru? For instance,
That's
so
right.
people who try and follow the spiritual path, or they try this religion and that religion, and it takes them a long time to find their own true one. It's usually a combination of a whole lot, but they had to walk those dead end roads in order to
Then
find
that's fine.
that.
but let's call them walks to find the dead end roads.
Yeah. Right.
Let's talk to find the endless
Mm-hmm.
opportunities. You know, I saw you do it today. I saw the power of verbalizing the intent. You know, that's what I said at the beginning. We can't think our way out of everything. I watched my 17-year-old son in his mind. You know, because remember, my
Yes.
world is a verbalized world because I couldn't read and write And I think what that meant is that I can't think my way out of problems. I have to do my way out of problems or not create problems.
Yeah.
But I watch him, he's got his first job, he starts tomorrow. And I watch him overthink everything. He's going back through these texts with the HR person saying, I think I start at this time based on this text. I said, dude, text her and just say this. Hi, so-and-so, it's Mateo here. When do I start work? You know? And she texts him back straight away, tomorrow 9 a.m.
Right.
And he thought it was today and next week. But he was thinking about everything, you know? And it's like we're thinking ourselves to death.
Is that, do you think, part of what culturally and socially we're going through, the overthinking of everything? Because there's so many choices now, everything is confusing, right? Because you've got a lot of people saying yes, and you've got a lot of people saying no, and you got to find your way through the extremes of all the commentary around us all the friggin' time. And we've come from a place in our youth where it wasn't so complicated. But imagine we grew up in an environment where we are talked at 24/7. We're constantly bombarded with this message and that message, that the last thing we get to do is make our own minds up, right? And that's when things get so hard and so complicated. I get it. I think I see that a lot in young people. They're just almost like overwhelmed, making the simplest decision. It's easier to just remain distracted than it is to remain active.
Yep. I just think our mind is full, and it makes total sense.
How do you clear it?
Well,
by going back into it's housekeeping, right? This is why I do meditation. It's housekeeping. It's cleaning the clutter.
Or for those who are scared of those words like me,
are you?
Finding things that, I'll go back a step. Podcasting simulates talking in real life, but it's not talking in real life. Podcasting simulates connecting for small talk, which freaks people out. Podcasting simulates public speaking, but it's not public speaking. Podcasting simulates talk therapy, which is what you do with your counselor, but it's not a counseling session. So for the meditate, do things that help you meditate. But I just don't like when we call it that, because then we call it that,
Well, you explain that to me.
I don't like when we say words like it should be obvious.
Okay. So
because the word meditate means something different to everybody.
Is it like the word God, for instance?
It's the only one I'm willing to kind of bat for is the word love.
Okay.
Because I know you can't prove it that I love my wife. You can't really prove it. I wear a ring on my finger to indicate that, but that's okay, because I know I love her. She knows she loves me.
Okay.
Sweet as.
So explain, what is it about the word meditate that you find off-putting?
It's not the word, it's words like that. It's words like happiness, it's words like meditate.
Like does it feel like there is one way to do it, and there is no room for interpretation?
No, it's a series of things, but we box it into one word.
Right.
And it's not correct, because there's multiple ways to meditate. You could say going for a lovely walk and finding, your breath is meditation. So I want it to be described as what is it?
But it's different things to different people.
Okay,
so that you say that.
That's my point.
It's a word to say where you relax and turn your attention inwards. That's basically how you do that.
Then let's say that.
Meditation, one word. It's
no,
a lot easier than
it
having to paint a
doesn't
picture.
mean that to most people.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I can't speak for most people. I don't know. We could say,
hey, what could we do today together
that
helps us turn our attention inwards?
Meditate.
Change my
not on your finger.
Change my married finger to my middle finger with visual effects.
I have to blur that
This
out
is
now.
just I know I'm coming across quite like
No,
arrogant.
part of it, it's a challenge because you think differently and therefore, okay, same rules don't apply.
It's the same as when a company says they have values. You know, let's just call them peace, love, rock and roll, and fun.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Prove
they're
it.
buzzwords that you can throw in.
Prove it. Buzzwords.
Well,
they're buzzwords.
They're easy to prove because they're so generic. You can say, oh, we had a company lunch, which is integrity, it's love, it's enthusiasm, and we played rock and roll. Tick, 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 tick. Okay.
Show me.
Yeah.
You know, that's the problem I have with the gruntier side of these words like suicide. Okay,
Right.
then ask someone.
What?
Well, we hear about suicide all the time.
Yeah.
Don't we? People.
No.
You don't?
Well, sometimes.
It's not. It's one of the leading ways people, kill themselves.
Yes. Didn't we had this conversation, right? About suicide.
Maybe. But it's like, oh yeah. So the next question you want to say is, well, why do people do it?
Yeah, correct.
And then we say, what do we say? Oh, it's complicated.
Yeah. Well, it's like watching the news and they never tell you why.
Well,
They just tell you what.
isn't that the problem with everything?
Totally. This is the why. Yeah, this is going back to it, right?
We're still out here.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
take me in. What
Yeah.
professionals will say, because I've looked into this space just in my own way.
Yep.
I'm not a clinical person, but they say there's many contributing factors. For youth, one of the interesting things is one of the things that makes the most impact positively is you having a person who you feel safe with, who just having someone in your corner,
Mm.
And it's like, if you just explain life a bit more like that, to say, we need more people in our corner, guys. You need to build a relationship. If you're lucky, find someone who loves you, whether that just be, platonic as a friend or as a relationship, because these are going to be the things that literally keep you alive.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But we don't. We just label it as that box word, and then it's like, okay, go off to do. That's probably too harsh a thing. I think I meant more something like mental health. We talk about it like we know what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, here's my mental health. Oh, yeah, and here's my happiness.
And we justify it on a spreadsheet, and that's how people get funding for those kind of things. But the intention is still good. So I do believe that most people go with the intention of wanting to help others, but it very quickly falls into some sort of bureaucratic system where the justification of it eclipses what the intention actually is. And this is where a lot of this stuff falls down and becomes less human.
Yep.
It becomes a factory. Okay, here's our quota. We've got to reach this many people, get them in, talk to them, give them our spiel, send them on their way. If they can't deal with it, that's not our problem. We've done our best, or we've ticked the box, and it shouldn't end like that. It needs an ongoing thing. And this is where almost the education system needs to change.
No, I just think we need to look deeper. We suffer from that too on ourselves. We give ourselves those same generic box ticks. And I guess I'm just willing to explore, what does it look like for me to do exactly what I want, and have done the work to be able to describe it if someone asks me.
Yeah, right.
And to really be okay with articulating that, and have tried more than once to say it out loud in the moment. Sure, it feels weird, but to think that's awesome to do, that should be what you and I try every day, is to find ways to articulate what we do, and and not even care if those people in our family or in our community say, oh, you're the creative. Oh, what are you up to this week, Will? It's like, my answer should be whatever I want. What are you doing?
Oh, what makes you so special, Will?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. Zoom in, zoom in. First of all, Why not?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's
But I think the takeaway from this conversation, and that's what I'm going to take away, is the zoom in. I think that's beautifully simple and beautifully complex at the same time.
absolutely.
Because zooming in on your reaction to things, zooming in on an emotion that you have, or even zooming in on why you don't want to do things and why you do want to do things.
Yep.
And then once you understand that, and I guess this is what your experiment with this new YouTube channel is, right? You've zoomed in, you go, I hate doing shit. How do I make it fun?
Yeah, and this has been a problem in my life. If I'm totally honest, I'm probably a bit lazy. And that's not comfortable to say. It's probably how I'm overweight. It's probably how I haven't found my place and I'm 45 in the world. It's also a gift because I believe I should do the things I want. But where's the middle ground to do the things I have to do? I'm trying to reprogram. What do I not like doing? Could that be used for that? Could that be used to help me?
What's the beauty about content, isn't it? If you love creating content, it's endless. You can make content on your worst times, your best times, and everything else in between.
We would never think about that in our traditional world.
No.
We would think about TV shows we might want to pitch. We most likely are going for bullet points, Take it. Fun, happiness, rock and roll, freedom.
But you know what? That formula doesn't work anymore.
Well,
look at the way we consume Netflix and even the cinema movies. It's all been done before. There's nothing that surprises you. Oh, I feel like a horror. So you watch a horror and you get exactly what you want. There's no surprises. Or you watch another Marvel film or another Harry Potter or an Avatar. Like this Avatar, the first one surprised everyone because it was new. And the ones subsequent to that disappointed people because they wanted something more, I guess. And that's purely, I think, because of the way the characters is. Having said that, though, I'm a huge James Cameron fan. What he's done with the sequences he put together, it's amazing. It really is. But technical skill does not a good story make, right? Or an effective one.
Well, he is exactly kind of a great example of someone who can articulate to you why he does.
Totally. And have you seen how many YouTube clips there are of him explaining what he's done?
Oh, yeah. I've got a great one that I put on my stories that I keep for me.
Yeah.
And it's talking about opportunity is not it's not a rehearsal for your opportunity. It's like, you better be ready. When that opportunity comes, you better be ready.
Right.
It's not like a I guess, it's not a test run.
Yeah.
We're in it, baby.
Yeah,
Life, we're in it now. We're in it.
Yeah.
So let's get zooming.
All right, dude. That was an awesome podcast. Thank you very much for being guest number 1.
Thank you, team.
On this 2026 season of Couch in Space. Hope you enjoyed that and hope you got something out of that. I want this Couch in Space season to go deeper and deeper. And I'm sure we're going to have Will back at some point again and wrap up everything. Anyway, for now, thank you very much, everyone. Who's watching. See you later.
Out in space!